The John Hancock Tower rising above the bustling city of Boston and its tree-lined streets. And we've been waiting for this day for a long time. It's opening day in the NBA. Thanks, everyone, for joining us here in the start of a new season. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. And now, a look at Boston's upcoming schedule. On Sunday, they'll host the Charlotte Hornets. And then on Friday, they'll begin a long road trip starting in Orlando and going up against the Magic. And with tip-off coming up, we've got just enough time to hear from our good friend David Aldridge on the sideline. D.A., take it away.
Well, the maturity and poise of a young Jason Tatum has often been talked about. Maybe that's because his parents prepared him for the NBA from an early age in St. Louis. They had pretend press conferences using a hairbrush as the microphone. As you can say, he's been groomed for this, and it's paying off. Guys?
Yeah, they dotted every I and crossed every T. David, thank you. And the official start of the season, Chris. Is there any opening day for you that sticks out in the many years you played the NBA?
One opening game, and I don't remember who we played, but I know it was with Allen Iverson. And AI and I had meetings before the season, and we were talking about just how much we wanted to win. We knew we were coming up on the end of our careers, or I remember never entering a preseason with so much hope, because I knew that he was in, I knew that I was in, and we knew that we both wanted it so bad. So I think we both scored 30 or did something crazy like that. I don't remember, but coming out with him that preseason was so special because I knew we were going to set the tone for how our team was going to play, and we were engaged that year.
And the Houston Rockets starting five. The forwards are Gordon and Tucker. Westbrook and Harden, the dynamite pair. They're the backcourt. And it's Capella in at the five. And for the Celtics, Tatum and Cantor together down low. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. And it's Hayward in at the three slot. Cantor, the pass to Walker. Outside Tatum. Gordon against Hayward. Just 5 on the clock. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. About a minute played so far here in the first. For three, Westbrook drains it from beyond the arc.
Whether he's attacking the basket or squaring up from long range, Westbrook is always dangerous.
Now here's Walker, and the Celtics hit again from deep.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Let's talk about the great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
And the call is going to be, yes, it is, an illegal screen.
Beyond the leaning, you could see his feet more set on that screen. Easy call.
Yeah, even a slight movement is going to catch a ref's eye. I mean, they're trained to focus on that.
Now here's Hayward. Left side Walker. It's not going to go for him. So Houston will take it the other way. Now here's Tucker. Not a lot of room. And he starts out with the miss in this one.
He's as surprised as anyone with that miss. When he's left alone like that, you can usually count it.
Cantor finds Tatum. Hayward outside. Pass to Cantor. Clock at 6. Boston needs to get off a shot. Off target from outside.
Having a hand up in your face makes such a difference to a shooter.
Yeah, that's a good defender making a great play, and he does it without fouling.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Sinks the three-pointer. Westbrook's got his second bucket of the night.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Now here's Cantor. Now here's Walker. That one wide left.
With the D playing soft off him, he might have been better off taking it to the hoop instead of settling for the jumper.
A nice shot by Tucker.
With the strength Tucker has, drawing contact means nothing to him. You can't rattle him. He's tough as nails.
With some arc, and Capella sends it back. And it's the Rockets on the break. And the basket by Harden.
Guys, that's just really unstoppable. He poses a ton of matchup problems for whomever he's facing.
So the Celtics called timeout. They're first.
Yeah, and a bit of a revenge game for them as they were swept in the two-game season series from last year.
Yeah, for sure. This is a team that feels like they should never be swept in the season series by anyone, but especially when it comes to one of the heavy hitters from the other conference.
And here's a look at some stats for Westbrook. Coming off a terrific season. First in assists, fourth in steals, and he also finished the season in the top 10 in rebounding. It's just a terrific year on the glass.
And dropping a lot of dimes. He led the league in assists because he's the ultimate competitor. An absolute magician with the basketball. Now here's Hayward. He's still scoreless so far in this one. And here's Walker outside. The shot will not fall. And it's Houston the other way.
Well, to me, Clint Capella is a classic center. I mean, I love his hands. Great footwork. I mean, he takes what is given to him. He plays inside, protects the rim. And if you throw it up, he'll finish it with authority.
Celtics trail by 6. Walker with it. He's got 6. Pass to Tatum. Looking to end the run. Busted. No good that time either. Yeah, with Capella, that finishing and rebounding are key to his game.
Yeah, and he's only going to keep getting better, Kevin, which is a scary prospect for every other center in the NBA.
And it's blocked by Gordon. And it's the Rockets on the break. Westbrook wide open. He fires. And another 3 for Houston.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Well, I love P.J. Tucker. He's a player that doesn't do a whole lot in the box score, but he passes the eye test. He plays defense, he's tough, he rebounds, and you know he'll hit that corner 3.
Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. 5th best, Clint Capella.
What a season he had in the paint. I mean, his rebounding numbers really mind-boggling. Who wouldn't love to have a guy like that?
Here's Tatum. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Out of bounds. Houston takes possession. Rockets leading by 9. Harden has a wide open look. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. And Tucker, Chris, the type of player who will do all the small things for a team.
Yeah, he doesn't need to be anything more than he is with the stars on his team, and he knows that. Tucker's a great glue guy. He sets screens, guards anyone, rebounds, hits his shots.
Now Harden following the miss by Kemba Walker from deep. For 3, Gordon. It's hauled in by Bryant.
They get away with it here, but that's not a shot you should ever be getting.
And slam dunk by Tatum.
A tremendous confidence in this young man. I mean, he understands the game. He believes he's going to make plays.
Well, guys, you talk about players coming in and with a huge impact. Jason Tatum showed he was more than ready to be an NBA star.
Rare do you see a player as polished and as impactful as Tatum. Stepped right in to be one of the top players on a top team with Boston. Fits their system perfectly, and really the sky is the limit for that young man.
And that one misses. And after an incredible rookie season, Jason Tatum back to earth just a bit, Chris, in year 2.
Oh, yeah, and all that talent. Tatum getting to the line 6 times a game. That's how you put pressure on the defense.
Another miss by Houston.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Oh, man, awful display from him so far. But you know he's going to keep working to try to turn it around.
Now Tucker, after Jaylen Brown's three-pointer that didn't go. Harden inside the three-point line. It's hauled in by Brown.
His scoring has not been there at all tonight. I mean, it tells you a lot about their team that they have the lead anyway. His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
Tatum against Westbrook. Tatum's shot is off.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's going to buy himself a ticket to the bench. If he keeps shooting it like that, he has been putrid here this quarter.
And if there was ever a definition of a glue guy, Greg, it would be P.J. Tucker. He's so valuable to his team.
You know, P.J. gives you production in every way, and his impact really goes beyond the stats. All the little things that coaches want their players to do, that's really the motto of Tucker's game.
That free throw missing. Fans, broadcasters love to see teams get out and attack in transition. Would you like to see the league crack down on intentional fouls that will halt that break, slow down that break, stifle that break?
No, because the home fans or the fans of the team that's fouling doesn't want that team to get out and get an easy 2 points. I mean, we still have to have defense in the game. So anything that takes away from teams scoring, you just can't say, well, we want to watch them score. Don't do it. No. And very honestly, if you're an unselfish team, usually on those breaks, it's usually because the player holds the ball too right. Usually they have another open player in front of them that they can pass it up to. And if you're an unselfish team, usually you'll still give the fans what they want. And that's a crazy highlight on the break.
And Houston calls their first time out of the game.
Well, the Houston Rockets, not exactly a balanced offense. I mean, they lean so heavily on James, but you can't argue with the results.
Rockets leading by 5. So here's Westbrook. He's got 9. And it's blocked by Brown.
Just tenacious defense from Brown right there. I mean, superb at playing shutdown defense and stifling shooting.
Now here's Walker. He's got 8. Inside, and it's Williams throwing it down.
Such incredible hops for a center. Look, it allows him to hold his own against any other 5 in the league.
And see Webb with the Rockets offense. The numbers speak for themselves.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. I mean, they had the second best offensive rating last season. I mean, they rely on isolations, threes, and free throws, but it gets the job done for them. You wonder, though, just how far this approach can take them.
Well, you knew after the Paul George trade that the Thunder would look to sell on Westbrook as well. Just part of the rebuild at this point. His agent did well to get him to a team looking to compete. A great fit for a player in this stage of Russ's career.
And that one misses.
And some teams have fancy dinners, guest speakers, and field trips. I mean, the Celtics culture is more straightforward. It's all about the work.
Daniel House has checked in for Houston. No good on the second free throw. And that work ethic, the core of the Celtics' values, are written on a big placard on their locker room wall.
Yeah, it emphasizes unselfishness, execution, toughness, and hustle. Those are the values of their team.
Rivers, he's checked in for Russell Westbrook. Outside Williams. Here's Brown. The Rockets pull it in.
They've been sensational on the backboard to start this game.
Rivers dishes to Gordon. Down low. Here's Capella. He can't hit that time. Now Boston takes it the other way. Outside, Walker. Passes it to Smart. Right side, Tatum. Williams trying to break free. Shot clock at 6. And here's Walker outside. It's hauled in by Gordon.
If he was shooting even a little bit better, the story of this game would be a lot different.
Harden the pass to House. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It goes on Jason Tatum. The Rockets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And last season, as a team, they knocked down 79% of their free throws, so those are numbers you'll be happy with.
He's off on the first.
And a big summer for the Celtics. Some key decisions with multiple players hitting free agency.
Yeah, with some comments from players like Terry Rozier in the offseason, you had a sense this roster could have a different look. I mean, now they're hoping the pieces fit and players can buy in with their roles.
Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Williams comes in for Tatum. And Shemi Ojeley's subbed in for Jaylen Brown. Now here's Williams. Here's the pass to Williams. Outside, Walker. Pulls up on the wing. Good. He hits the jump shot. Walker's got 10 points in the game.
And he's clearly led the way offensively. The question is, can they ride him and get back into it?
Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard.
And a chance to check out the stats for Kemba Walker. Last season, he played outstanding, putting up about 25 points per, 6 assists and 4 rebounds. To have a scorer like him consistently deliver you points makes such a big difference for a team.
Yeah, it gives you something you really can rely on going into every game. And you can also work off of him to look to create for others.
He misses the free throw. Chris, is there someone you competed with that you feel is underrated by history, has not been given their due?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think when you look at White Chocolate, Jason Williams, what he started in the culture of play and what he continued. And you look at Ben Wallace, who I played with 4 years at Washington, and he was coming off the bench there, and we saw that potential with him. I mean, the way he led the league in rebounding, his defensive prowess. I mean, the Pistons wouldn't have had a championship and gotten to another final if it wasn't for him. And also, I got to shout my man out, Mike Bibby and Peja Stojakovic, 2 of the best shooters I played with.
Oh, great names, and I totally agree. Now here's Smart. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
Celtics have started out 0 of 1 from the line, missing their only other attempt earlier. Langford's checked in for Kemba Walker. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for the Rockets.
One shot.
And after signing a 4-year, $52 million contract extension, Marcus Smart rewarded the Celtics, Chris, with the best season of his young career.
Yeah, his best shooting percentages by far. I mean, add in his continued progress as a playmaker, he's the man on the defensive end. I think that's money well spent for Boston.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Here's Ojeley. Here's Williams. Boston again missing. Houston's gone 3 of 7 from three-point range in the first quarter. Got that bucket in no time at all. And the Rockets lead by 3.
Ooh, the lost art of the mid-range J. Gordon just measured it perfectly, squaring up and knocking it down.
Smart kicks to Williams. Back to Smart. Pass to Ojeley. Over Rivers. Ojeley, that's good.
Oh, nice look there from Smart, finding an open man.
And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for Houston. Pass to Gordon. Oh, that's blocked. Here's Ojale. He's guarded by Rivers. Offensive rebound. Langford. Williams trying to break free. Langford misses. It's Rivers on the wing. It's deflected.
And looking engaged defensively. Langford showing he has what it takes to be a shot blocker.
Smart kicks to Williams. Dishes to Langford. 2 points. That one goes.
Able to follow through on the shot, even with the contact. Good concentration there by Langford.
Rivers finds Harden. Back to Rivers. Passes it to Tucker. Fades away. Rebound Boston.
That's high-quality defense right there. Reading the situation, reacting, and making that a very tough jump shot.
Yeah.
Wow. Jumped out of the shit.
And one thing Williams has, a lot of natural strength. You can play him physical, but most of the time he's going to win that battle.
What's up?
Free throw no good for Williams.
And the energy of Williams, it's infectious. Amazing at using it to block shots, rebound, score, whatever they ask of him.
Kemba Walker firing on all cylinders for the Boston Celtics. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. We'll return shortly. Rockets elevated by James Harden to one of the league's powerhouse franchises, and he talks about seizing the moment.
This time isn't going to last long. We have a window. It goes by extremely fast. I cherish these moments. I embrace them.
Never a guarantee that the window will remain open.
And superstar players, let's face it, they're best remembered for their championships. It's all about the rings if you're James Harden.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, guys, what jumps out to you stats-wise?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Old school approach. I mean, if you have a favorable matchup inside, just keep pounding it in there.
And so in the game for the Rockets, they've got P.J. Tucker, Harden out there with Austin Rivers, and it's Green and it's House in at the 4 slot. First free throw is good.
And sometimes I feel like people don't truly appreciate the greatness of what James Harden does. He's one of the toughest guys to check on the fast break. He has one of the best Euro steps in the game, the best footwork in the game. He'll hit you in the head for deep. You can't check him without fouling him. The precision of his movements, the ease in which he scores. Come on, man.
And both free throws good for James Harden. As you said, C-Webb, what Harden has been doing the last few years is truly remarkable.
Yeah, Kevin, and it's funny because when you are achieving greatness and critics try to diminish what you're doing, it's just funny to me. Harden is one of the great guards of all time, no matter how you slice it.
He lobs it up. It's stolen by Tice. The pass to Ojale. Lets the 3 fly. No good on that one. So Houston will take it the other way.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
His drives are quick and decisive now. Green loves playing that kind of attacking basketball.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Kevin, if you were going to lose Kyrie Irving, why not replace him with Kemba Walker? The Celtics brought Walker in from Charlotte last offseason, and it looks like he's going to pay off big time in Boston. The Celtics didn't exactly do what they wanted the last couple of years, but with Walker and Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and a hopefully healthy Gordon Hayward, the Celtics aren't exactly going to be in the lottery anytime soon either.
Well, you're right on that, D.A. They're still stocked, and we love Walker. He'll, I think, mix well with this team. Thank you. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
So a moment now to see the story on James Harden. He's coming off an excellent season. First in scoring, second in steals, and he ranked in the top 10 in assists. An incredible knack for drawing defenders and finding the open man.
And his unmatchable instincts for scoring the basketball. That's what made him #1 last year. You can't stop him, and you can't even really contain him. Here's Langford, and the rejection by Harden. The shot by Ojale, no good. Rockets trail by 4. Now Rivers. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. No good from outside. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from way outside since the start of the second quarter. Hayward dishes to Smart. Pass to Ojale. Outside, Smart. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul.
Very rare for players to be elite defenders from the moment they set foot in the NBA, but that was the case for Marcus Smart. A tremendous physicality to go with a pit bull disposition has made him downright scary at times at that end of the floor.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. You know, Greg, defense are given for Marcus Smart. The growth necessary for him has been at the offensive end.
And now, finally making progress as a three-point shooter. Had already made strides with his passing. He's becoming quite the two-way player.
Enes Kanter's checked in for the Celtics. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
That's not like him at all. I mean, he's been so steady up until those.
Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
Chris, at that free throw line, there's a lot of chirping, isn't there, among the players around the lane. It just seems like their mouths are always moving. A lot of chirping.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, for the ones that aren't sucking there and are tired, they're talking to each other. It's the only real break in action. And there's times, too, you get to see what has happened a few of the plays before, so you get to bust the guy up on some jokes or just flat out talking trash. And sometimes guys are saying, I hate to tell you this, but sometimes the guys are going, man, listen, I'm so tired. He's going to make this free throw. Don't push me too hard on this. I got to get rest for a couple seconds.
They say that, huh?
Oh, yeah. Especially to the guys. I remember saying that to Ben Wallace one time. He was my rookie, and I was like, listen, man, you know Legs is going to make this free throw, man. Come on, don't push me all the way into the basket. You'd have a good
What was the response?
He pushed me into the basket.
They get it again. Excellent D from Cancer. Celtics leading by 5. Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Pass to Green. Houston moving it around. Rivers, but they get it back. Here is House. Shoots over Langford. The Rockets with another miss.
Fantastic positioning there to contest that one.
Oh, textbook defense. I mean, it took a good angle to the shooter and bothered the release.
Shoots from 12. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Rockets trail by 5. Here's House. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Yeah, outstanding job there of taking the harm and still able to finish.
And most fans think of the Rockets as offense only, but that's not the case at all.
No, GA, I mean, they force a good amount of turnovers, and they trap pretty well. I mean, the defense has been solid for them the past few years, if you ask me. Nothing mind-blowing, but this team is certainly not one-sided.
Free throw drops for House.
Well, last season, the chemistry for the Celtics, well, to put it nicely, it was lacking. I mean, they had friction over playing time. Players pointed fingers. Marcus Smart said it. I mean, they weren't together.
Hayward against Green. Hayward can't hit. Rockets have gone only 2 of 7 from the field since the second quarter got underway. Rejected by Walker. Here's Tatum. Rebound by House. House has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. He kicks to Westbrook. Passes it to Rivers. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. Rivers has got it all tied up now for Houston. And Chris, just an uneasy silence in the Celtics locker room last season. The bench really not celebrating plays. How do they regain that joy?
Yeah, Kevin, it's so tough. I mean, they don't have good chemistry. I think you start with putting the team first. In leadership, it starts with being a good follower. It starts with sacrifice.
And here is Green. Outside Westbrook. Fires the 3. Rebounded by the Celtics. Cantor's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. And he gets the basket. Officials blowing the whistle, so a chance at the line for one more.
Oh, my goodness. This is the toughness that Brown exudes on a nightly basis. He's skilled at staying in control in difficult spots.
And for Jaylen Brown, part of the challenge last season, especially with the return of Gordon Hayward, was meeting the high expectations, Greg, in a reduced role.
Competition for minutes, and then early on, he struggled. We all see the potential, but it's really about seizing the moment every time you're on the court.
On the free throw, no good.
Out of Willard High School in Georgia, Jaylen Brown was ranked 2nd in the class of 2015 after Ben Simmons. All the powerhouses came calling. He went the unexpected route, choosing UC Berkeley.
Capella with the bucket.
I wonder what the score would be if they weren't controlling the backboard.
Walker the pass to Brown. He dishes it to Tatum. Over House. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Tatum's got 4 this quarter. And Cal Berkeley, not the biggest basketball program in the country, so Chris, what led Brown to go there?
Well, former NBA All-Star Sharif Abdul-Rahim, another Wheeler High alum, took the same path. Look, Kevin, both of them welcomed the intellectual challenge. Now, Sharif, not only could he hoop, but now he's the president of the G League. And Jaylen Brown, he's the vice president of the Players Union.
For Boston, they have only made 2 attempts, shooting poorly at the line in this one.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on that one.
Kevin, it was an up-and-down season for the Rockets last year. I mean, they started out very slow, and then because of injury, but it took them a while to get into the playoff picture. But how about this? They won their division, but only nabbed the 4th seed in the playoffs.
The Rockets making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. He hits the second from the line. And Chris, last year being the 4th seed in the postseason was trouble for the Rockets.
Yeah, it was, especially, Kevin, when you have to face the Warriors in the second round. They got bounced out in Game 6 despite the Warriors losing Durant. The slow start in the regular season, I think, played a big factor.
Brown finds Walker. Cantor with it. Defended by Gordon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. And it's denied. They get it back. And it's Brown missing.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
Well, that's how you play it. He does a good job of getting into the shooter's airspace.
Outside Gordon. Good on the triple. Gordon's got his second basket of the night.
That lightning quick release. Gordon catching and firing perfectly. You can't guard that.
Now here's Cantor. Back to Brown. Over Rivers. And it's Rivers with the rebound. Rivers has got his 6th rebound on the night. Now the dish to Westbrook. Here's the 3. Houston with a new 14. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow. And it's blocked by Gordon. Here is House. In the corner, it's Westbrook. And trying for the go-ahead basket. It doesn't go in.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
The Rockets trail. And the pass to Rivers. And he hits it to tie the game up. Rivers has got 4 points now in the quarter.
These buckets help Rivers get going. The defense can't allow him to get comfortable from there.
And so it's going to be a 3-second violation out there on the defense. The Celtics have had a disappointing game so far from the line. Only 3 free throws made.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And that one falls for Tatum.
And with all their rangy wing defenders, the Celtics are well suited for the modern game.
Oh, yeah, they make it tough for opponents to get clean looks on the perimeter, GA, with their defense. I mean, it's a strong defensive team also because of the competitors that they possess.
Here's what Boston's going with right now. Williams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And it's Williams in for Gordon Hayward. And it's blocked.
A long arm of the law. Tatum prohibiting that shot from ever having a chance.
They get the rebound. Houston's gone 1 of 6 from three-point land in the second quarter. Less than 20%. But they've continued to let them fly. And that basket is going to count. Goaltending, the official call.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Looking to end his cold spell. Here's Brown. Westbrook with the block. Nice D from Williams.
He's been off the mark, but somehow he hasn't held them back as a team.
There's the feed to Brown. And denied. He sends it right off the glass. Pass to Westbrook. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Houston now is championship or bust. We've seen it. I mean, they've dished out huge contracts going full win mode now. I mean, they're putting it all on the line with this team.
The free throw drops for Russell Westbrook. And the Rockets desperate for a return to the NBA Finals.
Oh, the team has had their chances. They just need to make the most of them. I mean, front office, they're doing what they can help to make the most of Harden's prime. I mean, you have to admire their willingness to go for it now.
P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Houston. And Russell Westbrook drops them both.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
A nice shot by Tatum.
Now, I thought maybe the D would figure him out as the game went along. Looks like he's figured them out in this first half.
It's Harden with the drive. The rebound by the Celtics. Williams has got 6 rebounds in the game. It's up a 3. The shot by Williams, no good. The Rockets shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Here's Harden. Williams with the block.
A main staple in Williams' game, that sixth sense for when to rise up and deter those shots. What a play there. The hoop plus the harm.
The Celtics have had an off night from the stripe tonight.
One shot.
Brown, no good on the free throw.
And Brown is just an exceptional player. Really love whenever he shows off his athletic ability.
We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
And Walker kicks to Brown. And here's Tatum for 3. The Rockets pull it in. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Westbrook. And it's out of bounds to the Rockets as Houston retains possession. Some changes for Boston. Ojale is checked in for Jason Tatum. Langford comes in for Jaylen Brown. And Smart subbed in for Walker. For 3, Westbrook. And another 3 for Houston.
And let's see, guys, if that triggers another little explosion from him after hitting 3 triples in that first quarter.
Williams scanning the floor. Back to Smart. Feeds to Langford. That one doesn't go. Good D by Harden. Tucker dishes to Gordon. And here's Harden for 3. Knocks down the 3 ball. Harden's got 12 in the game.
The defense a step slow, and you can see the results.
50 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Now, here's Langford, guarded by Harden. Langford misses.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
Excellent D, avoiding fouling and got in the perfect position to alter the shot.
30 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. Smart against Westbrook. There's 18 seconds left in the first half of the game. Will it go? Eric Gordon with the rebound.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
No, doing anything they can to stop the bleeding, but so far they've had no answers.
No good on that one. And so we conclude the first half. Rockets lead by 9. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, how confident are you that there's nobody that can stay in front of you?
Very confident. I have a lot of confidence in myself. I put a lot of work in the summertime, and I'm very confident.
That is never a problem for you, Russ. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. It was all Russell Westbrook in the first quarter. He had 16 points, 3 assists, and 7 rebounds. What'd you think, Shaq, about the first half we saw from the Rockets?
Well, what's really shifted the game in their favor has been their rebounding. They got a good edge on the boards, and that's a product of their hard work. All 5 guys been battling, putting everything they have to fight on the glass. That needs to remain the focus for 2 more quarters if they want to hang on to that lead.
And over to Kenny. What did you think about Boston?
Well, the perimeter D is just too loose. I mean, there's no excuse for letting the team rain that many threes on you. And at that high a percentage, guys aren't fighting through screens. They're not staying with their shooters. They're not helping out. Just bad basketball on the defensive end. They've got to tighten it up on a high level in the second half.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. Well, you look at Russell Westbrook in this game. He has been everywhere.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
Yeah, Greg, this game has his fingerprints all over it. Now looking to replicate what he did in the first half.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Houston leading by 9. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. On the floor for Boston. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Tatum and Cantor together down low. And it's Hayward in at the small forward. Well, sometimes it just looks unfair with the way Harden can create space. And then, Chris, he'd get that shot off.
Come on, Kev, it's just sick. His step-back jumper is a thing of beauty. I'm not talking about his almost travel double step back, just his regular one. I mean, he has so many tools to create space with his footwork, and he makes the most out of what you give him.
And that one misses.
You know, there's one award that Harden has won. I think we can pretty much say for sure he'll never win again. And that's 6th Man of the Year. It's hard to believe there was ever a time this man wasn't a starter.
Shot clock at 5. From deep, Walker. And the 3 ball is good. Walker's got 13 points.
Ooh, one of the toughest guys in the league to shadow. Walker repeatedly beats good defense.
Westbrook against Walker. Westbrook drives in, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Walker. Eric Gordon on the wing. Defended by Hayward. That one goes. Count it. 7 points for Eric Gordon.
And this is why you have to involve Gordon. A pick-and-roll genius. A high percentage shooter in these sets.
For 3, Hayward. The Rockets pull it in. Capella's got rebound number 11 for him here tonight.
Yeah, and they've shown effort and aggression in the paint, really right from the tip. Their rebounding edge right now, massive.
It's Brown on the wing. 90 seconds now into the second half. And the rejection by Harden. Lob pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Leaping off the ground with such ease. Capella is exceptional with timing. How to finish these alley-oops.
Celtics trail by 12. Here's Walker. And Capella sends it back.
Might take them a little while to find their stride here in the second half. Only 1 for 4 so far. They just need to calm down, play their game.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Walker surveying the floor. Pass to Tatum. 6 on the shot clock. Stolen by Tucker. Puts it up from 12. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Boston's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. And the rejection by Harden.
You know what? He's just stone cold right now. Really not sure if he's their best option offensively as they try to get back in this game.
And here's Westbrook from the arc. Drills it from outside.
Timeout, timeout.
Westbrook's got 19 points.
And defensively, these guys are looking for answers. Since halftime, they've seemed disjointed and out of sync. They have got to get back that rhythm defensively.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
And a boon it was for the Rockets to be able to keep Clint Capella. A great fit with the team and gives them exactly what they need on the interior.
A moment now to see the numbers for Cantor. Good season for him last year. 14th in rebounding. And he was in the top 20 in field goal percentage. Able to create offense with tremendous efficiency.
And we talked about how strong he was on the boards, going hard at it at both ends last year, really helping out his team. Here's Walker, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. And Greg Capella, who was taken near the end of the first round back in 2014 in the draft, has developed well during his time with Houston.
And Capella's game has really taken off in the last few seasons. He looks to be a double-double machine for this team for the next handful of years, and that is exactly what they need.
The first one falls. Well, one of the bigger names in free agency this past summer was Kemba Walker. A lot of teams, Greg, looking at him.
And rightfully so, Kevin. With Kemba, a point guard who is in his prime, he's an impact player who can hit big shots and is one of the more underrated stars in our league.
Kemba Walker hits them both.
Well, after his incredible 60-point game last year, every team should be scared of Mr. Kemba Walker. Now, we all know he can take over the game and put on an absolute show when his shot is falling.
And he pulls off the Houdini to make that catch and slam it through.
Stupendous alley-oop. Shoots. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Houston leading by 18. Here's Harden. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Kemba Walker picks one up.
Oh, he's mastered the art of drawing fouls. Harden's led the league in free throws time and time again.
And Chris, with Walker, you saw it in that 60-point game he played. He can get to wherever he wants to on the floor.
Yeah, very slippery on offense and underrated as an elite ball handler. I mean, you have to love how crafty Walker is when he gets some space in the mid-range as well.
Shooting 2.
That one is off. Daniel Tice is checked in for the Celtics. And he can't hit the second.
Well, that's 3 straight German league titles for Daniel Tice. I mean, before he made his NBA debut at the age of 24, he's an athletic two-way player, and he's shown he belongs.
And last season, Daniel Tice shooting over 40% from long range, and Chris over 75% around the rim.
Yeah, Kevin, wouldn't you call that great efficiency, both inside and out? New contract this summer to reward his terrific play.
That free throw, no good. And Chris, underclassmen entering the draft, they can now hire agents, get help attending workouts, and still retain their eligibility. Do you like that move?
I love the move, Kevin. You know what it does? It helps less to fall by the wayside. So you come out of college, you don't know how good you are. You don't, it's based off ego, how hard you work, family and friends telling you, go, get the money, but what's your testing ground? You don't know. You don't have a full context. So I love the fact that it lets you go out there and see, and if you have any trepidation, go back to school. You got another year. So, yes, I love this move.
Excellent. See, we have excellent.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Yeah, and it hasn't just been the offensive output. They're putting in the work at the defensive end as well.
Walker the pass to Tice. In the corner, Tatum with it. Shoots over Tucker. Unable to get that one. And the Rockets take it the other way. Rivers finds Harden. Now here's Green. He's covered by Brown. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And thinking back to when Gerald Green first came into the league, oozing with athleticism, but really not much else. Now he's a completely different and better player than when he first arrived.
And he's got his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good, Green. And as amazing as Green was in his dunking as a younger player, he needed to grow as a player.
And the time he spent overseas, I think, really helped with his development and confidence. Came back to the NBA, and really since his return has been a great weapon off the bench for whichever team he's suited up for.
And both free throws good for Green.
Well, Kevin, Green has been so resilient over the course of his career. I mean, look, he's played for a lot of teams. He's played overseas. He's been a valuable player, though, everywhere he's been.
Passes to Walker. Takes the 3. Rebounded by Capella.
Get that board, Capella.
Capella's got rebound number 12 here already in the game. Here's Harden. Rejected by Walker, and he's able to get it back. And the basket by Harden.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And Walker kicks to Tice. Tatum on the wing. Takes the 13-footer. Again, the miss by the Celtics. Rockets leading by 23. Here is House. And it's blocked. Here's the teardrop and the layup by Walker. Walker's got 8 points in the quarter.
When Walker gets out in transition, good luck. Running so quickly down the floor for these high percentage chances.
Green with the ball. He has 6. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to go on Gordon Hayward.
No, I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. Celtics making a switch here. Smart's checked in. Good on the second free throw. Now Walker, he's got 18. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
The pass to Smart. And the rejection by Harden. And it's good for 2. And so here is Houston. Earlier, they held a 23-point lead. Rivers passes to Green. Five to shoot. 13 feet away. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim. Celtics trail by 20. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Capella dishes to Harden. And it's blocked.
Unbelievable rejection from Smart there. Really using his insane vertical to send that one back.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Williams, he's checked in for Tatum. Shemi Ojeleye comes in for Gordon Hayward. And Langford subbed in for Walker. And the Rockets making a change here as well. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Green. Boston on D. Here is House. Capella. Tucker finds Capella. Misses from short range.
Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup. That'll get the whole team pumped up.
Langford misses.
Oh, defense, they just took that possession off. I mean, they get away with it that time, but they've got to show some more aggression.
Takes the 13-footer and a little luck that time, but it drops. House has got 6. Boston's gone 1 of 3 from downtown since halftime. Poked loose. Langford and contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And I just watched Romeo Langford. And, guys, he looks the part in every way. Big, smooth, great change of direction, and he can flat out score.
That free throw, no good. And talking about Langford's ability to put up points, he has that popular step-back jumper, Greg, that's so difficult to defend.
Yeah, and you immediately think of James Harden, but a lot of guys use that step back. The one thing Langford does well, he gets to the rim where he can use all that length.
Rockets leading by 21. Harden outside. Battles through traffic and lays it in. He's got 18.
He's got the hot hand right now. As long as he can keep getting open, they've got to keep feeding him.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And he's been trying to do it all himself, and it's not working. Instead of forcing shots, you got to focus on moving the ball and keeping everybody involved.
Williams, he's checked in for Daniel Tice.
And taking a look here at the numbers for Clint Capella, last season he played outstanding. 2nd in field goal percentage, 5th in rebounding, and a top 15 ranking in blocks per game, supplying that backline protection that is so key to a great defense.
And you pointed out his ranking as the 2nd best shooter in the league last season. I think with a little extra work, he could become #1 this time around.
Shoot that, all you!
Now, here's Langford, guarded by Harden. Just 3 to shoot, stolen by Rivers. Oh, and here comes Rivers all alone.
And running the break is about being opportunistic. Right there, Rivers doing just this and being rewarded for it.
Smart passes to Williams. Langford with it. Three-pointer on the way. It's hauled in by Clint Capella. Capella's got rebound number 13 with that last one. It's Harden with the drive. Here's Tucker. Rebound Boston. Langford's got his 4th rebound in this one. Lays it up off the glass. Langford's got his 3rd basket of the night.
A lethal attacker. Langford enjoys finding those avenues to the bucket and then just torching the defense.
Williams with the block. Out of bounds. Rockets ball as Houston keeps possession. Kemba Walker's checked in for Boston. And a change for the Rockets. Gordon's checked in. Five on the clock. Houston needs to get a shot off. Rivers. Well, when he came into the league, Eric Gordon was tagged as a shooter. Now he's been shooting more than ever.
And Gordon the last few seasons has been shooting, how about this, over 8 threes a game. His success rate with them has gone up and down over the years, but one thing is for sure,
2 shots.
He always has the green light.
That free throw, no good. Well, Chris, as we know, the season began a year ago for Eric Gordon with some poor shooting numbers. Then, halfway through, he blossomed.
Yeah, Kevin, and as you know, he kept focusing all year. He just kept shooting it. And he got better and better and better. His confidence wasn't shaken by it. He still took a ton of threes, and then down the stretch, they started dropping. And you know what he did when that started happening? Drive into the hole because the defense had to respect his shot.
Williams kicks to Walker. At the top of the key, Williams. Right wing, and stolen by Gordon. High, arcing shot. A nice shot by Rivers.
Every time they get scored on during this run, it's come from inside the paint.
Smart finds Williams. And there's the foul. It'll go on P.J. Tucker. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Russell Westbrook in for Rivers. And here's Walker. 18 points for him. 6 to shoot. Stolen by Tucker. And now here comes Gordon leading the break. And closing the shot even with the foul. Now the 2 free throws.
Clearly a foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That one is off. And he's good on the second. And Walker's got the ball here for the Boston Celtics. Pass to Ojale. Now here's Williams. Nice ball movement by Boston. Here's Walker. On the wing, Williams. Shot clock at 6. Right side, Williams. Smart on the wing. Over Harden. Boston again missing. Houston's gone into the 3-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Ooh, that shifty, unpredictable, herky-jerky nature of Gordon's game, it allows him to get to the line. The D never knows exactly how to guard him.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw.
Oh, he's a top-tier shooter. Gordon, he's a former 6th Man of the Year winner who plays his role to perfection.
The Celtics making a switch here. Cantor's checked in. And he can't get the second one to drop either. Coming up empty that time.
Yeah, and Brad Stevens credited for the culture he's helped establish in Boston. But last season, though, That took a hit. Now we'll see how he responds to that adversity. It's going to be interesting to see.
Chris, Coach Stevens was candid after last season. He said he could have done a better job finding that fit and holding a standard for the team.
Well, you like seeing that. If a coach has to hold his players accountable, then he must first hold himself accountable. And the front office was quick to dismiss that notion, but not so many fans. There's no panic in Stevens, though. I like that. He's a steady hand through it all.
And for Houston, they're shooting 48% from the field as a team in this third quarter. Westbrook passes to Gordon. And a fast break now for the Celtics. Westbrook with the block. And it's the Rockets on the break. Here's Harden, stolen by Cantor. Now here's Walker. He's got 18. Westbrook with the nice D there. The Rockets shooting 39% from the floor. Not their best. And the shot is good. Westbrook's got 22 points.
And it's the fearlessness of Westbrook. It's really refreshing to watch. When he's deep inside, he just goes right at you.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Pass to Walker for the three. And the rebound goes to the Rockets. Harden with it. He's got 18. Lets it go with a three. Sinks the triple. Harden's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And their balanced effort at both ends has hushed this crowd.
No, because it's gone dead silent in this arena. What a fantastic performance here on the road.
And as we conclude the third quarter, pretty much a blowout. It's been a one-sided affair. The Rockets on top, running away with it. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
Well, I like that he didn't make his decision too early. You know, he let the play develop. That's how you do it. Finds the weakness in that defense.
And there may not be a lot of drama down the stretch as we head into the fourth quarter, but stranger things have happened. And so in the game for the Rockets, Hartenstein is out there with Clark. Then there's Russell Westbrook. Then it's McLemore, and it's Green in at the three.
Oh, he just caught the defense napping. He shoots a very high percentage from three-point range when there's no hand in his face.
Westbrook drives in. On the wing, Green. And it's Westbrook missing. The Celtics shooting just 29% in this game. They are not a pretty sight out there offensively.
And slams it home and gets some camera time on the end of it.
He did. He spent a while up on that rim, didn't he? See, Webb, the NBA always trying to improve every aspect of the game. And that includes officiating.
Yeah, and it should include officiating, one of the most important parts of the game and one of the toughest jobs within the business of basketball. I mean, these guys are making calls on the fly without the advantage of the camera at home that we have watching through the screen, or without the advantage of slow motion technology. So first of all, kudos to the refs that go out and give it their best every day. We have the best refs in any of sports, I believe, and we still need to improve on that. The league recognizes that, and I love the fact that everybody's doing it together.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. Houston making some changes. P.J. Tucker, he's checked in for Clark. Gordon comes in for Green, and it's James Harden in for McLemore. So he makes 1 of 2 as the second one misses. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for Boston. They've only given up 1 point in the fourth quarter. Cantor dishes to Tatum. Hayward up top, guarded by Tucker. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Cantor. Out to Hayward. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Tucker. The Rockets shooting 40% from the field. Hartenstein passes to Westbrook. Nailed from three-point land.
Nice shot,
Westbrook's got 25 points in the game.
And he got loose from the three-point range in the first half and showing signs here that he's still got the flow in the second.
Brown finds Tatum. One negotiating concession the league wants from the Players Union: prospect attendance, Chris, at the draft combine and team-wide access to player physicals.
Well, this is a tough one because I don't think that a team that is not interested in you should have your physical. And we all know that information is shared, and so it should be genuine in the teams that are truly interested. And so I understand agents holding back on that. Medical information is something very serious that just because you have an opportunity to be drafted, your information shouldn't be spread all across the world just because you're at a combine. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but basically you just want a level playing field for everyone. And if we have that, it'll be better for everyone.
Gordon against Tatum. And the basket by Gordon.
He had to battle through some tough shooting problems in the first half. I mean, give him credit. It's been much easier for him in the second.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Cantor kicks to Smart. He feeds it to Brown. Clock at 6. Here's Tatum. And too long on the shot.
Gets the look he wants and still no luck. Tough night for him.
Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Tatum on the wing. Nice jump shot. Good. The Rockets have gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Green taking his time here. Back to Westbrook. Takes a 3. And another 3 for Houston.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
To him, Greg, the basket looks as big as the ocean right now. I mean, that's how easy he's making it look.
Looking to get it going. No good there. And it's Houston the other way. Hartenstein passes to Westbrook. And it's blocked by Brown. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. Misses the layup. For Houston, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. And that one's good. Westbrook.
And with the game he's having, there's no doubt he'll be the guy they lean on to protect the lead.
Outside, Smart. And there's the pass to Tatum. Nice ball movement by Boston. Launches a 3. The three-pointer is right on target.
That gives him 2 3-pointers for the game, 1 in each half. I mean, he may add to that total pretty soon.
Westbrook finds Green. Chris, last season the Thunder became the final NBA team to reach an agreement for jersey sponsorships. Have you gotten used to seeing those patches on the various jerseys around the league?
You know what, Kevin? I have. And they're not as intrusive as I thought. I was
Me too.
Man,
I agree.
Yeah, I was so scared of this. I thought it was going to ugly up the jerseys and be bigger than the team logo and things like that. But you know how great this league is when it comes to getting messages out to their fans and promotion. And so we've done a wonderful job. And actually some I really, really like how they fit the jersey, how the colors matches, and the history of the company, actually. So, no, I think they've done a great job kind of just making sure it just slides in there, not taking away the shine from the team.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Oh, he puts a lot of pressure on you when he gets inside. Green's a very athletic player.
Shooting 2.
No good on that one. And he sinks the second. And the NBA 2K League, C-Web, the first e-sport operated by a U.S. pro sport. And it's quickly growing. You throw down on the sticks?
Yeah, just a little announcement to all the GMs in the 2K League. I am available. I'm a free agent. I'm ready to go. I'm nice on the sticks. I can play career mode, team mode, one-on-one mode. Whatever you need from me, I am ready to go. But I love it, man. It's great to see people who love this game, whether it's virtual or real life. It's hoops, baby.
So much fun. Brown kicks to Smart. And blocked. That one goes careening off the glass.
With this vertical, there's no reason Green shouldn't get his share of blocks. I mean, he's just got to anticipate the shot like he does here.
Rivers with it. Now guarded by Tatum. Rivers passes to Green. And a miss there on the triple. The Celtics have gone 5 of 12 from the field entering the fourth quarter. Smart misses. Houston's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Williams with the block, but they recover it. Chandler outside. Over in the corner, Green. There's the 3. Rebound, Boston. Smart's got 4 rebounds in this game. He lobs up the alley-oop pass, takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Absolutely the prettiest play in basketball, executed to perfection.
I don't think you'd get an argument there. Everybody loves the alley-oop. And that one's good. Green.
He's getting hotter the deeper we get into this game. I mean, he didn't give him much of anything in the first half.
Smart deciding where to go with it. Pass to Brown. Puts one up from 19. It's rebounded by Houston.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
This isn't like him, and he knows it. The best thing they can do is try to get him more easy looks.
Green against Williams. Right side, Green. Here's Chandler. Rebound by Williams. Williams has got his 5th rebound in this one. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Nene. With the G League growing by leaps and bounds, one is now being brought to Mexico City, Chris.
I mean, first of all, let's go back to last season. Did you see how crazy those fans were in Jurassic Park in Toronto?
Yeah, they love it.
Can you imagine Mexico? Oh, my
They'll
God.
love it.
This
You
would
better
be
believe
great.
it.
Mexico City, yeah. Let's bring everyone in, all the fans in. And what I really love is that it's for the home fan base. So when I think of the Toronto Raptors, I think about the city of Toronto. I think about Canada and how it's theirs. And even though we're one league, that team is theirs, and they take that pride on, and it just brings so much more excitement. Can you imagine all the people in Mexico City being excited for their team? Oh, I want to be at one of the first games when that happens because I know the crowd is going to be sick. It's going to be crazy. I want to be there.
Houston's gotten off 4 3-pointers in the final quarter, and 2 of them have fallen. Rivers surveying the D. McLemore inside the line. Here's Chandler. The rebound by the Celtics. Following this one, they get to host the Hornets. And that game is the second of 2 straight at home. Here's Williams. Green with the block. Pass to Rivers. It's blocked. Williams kicks to Langford. It's tipped. Williams against Green. Hey, Chris, for some guys, playing in their hometown is a dream. but there's also that added pressure, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, at least when you play away from home, it's a little more quiet. You don't have to get as many tickets for the game. When I got a chance to play home in Detroit, it was one of the best moments of my life. And I thought to myself, this is a wonderful feeling, but could I have handled it for 15 years in my career? I don't know. That's 30 tickets a game. Oh, I probably would have to go back into the NBA again just to pay for those tickets. But I tell you what, it's fun. And for me, a mama's boy, eating your mama's cooking before a game, it is never, ever, I've never had a better feeling before a game than eating her food and being able to go out and play.
I bet. Passes it to Nene. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Shooting two.
And that one misses. That one is no good. Chris, it seems like some teams have been in rebuild mode for a long time. Is there a point at which the league should step in and maybe, I don't know, take over or give them guidance?
You know, I really do. And not because it's necessarily the fault of the team, because, it's tough to win a championship. But to be a perennial bottom dweller, basement dweller, it's not good for the fans. And fans like myself, every year it comes the first game, we think, hey, we could win a championship, we could do it. But, you know, our thought process is not based in knowledge. It's just based in our hope and will for the team. So you definitely want to keep teams straight. You want to keep them honest. And I think the league could find a way to step in but not step on the toes of ownership.
Langford kicks to Ojale. To the middle. It's rebounded by McLemore. And it's Rivers with the ball. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. Outside, Green. From deep, McLemore bangs home the trifecta. McLemore's got his first 3 points of the game.
And so it's going to end up in the record books as a blowout, a dominating performance for Houston.
And the big difference here was accuracy from three-point range.
And once they started sinking shots, it really stretched out the D and created other opportunities. And anytime they got space, they seemed to just knock down another triple.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And as usual, some excellent work tonight in what was a quality big impact game for Russell Westbrook.
No fatigue in this fella tonight. Tireless, grinding out every possession and leading their offense.
We've got 33 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Rivers, and 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And Rivers works hard when he's in the game. That's what you love about him. He's at his best when he's shooting the ball with confidence.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. So it's Boston now. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Ojale, that's good.
The timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
And they can just let the clock run out here.
Cannot argue with the W.
Nene scanning the floor. So we see the Rockets taking the win here. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks, Kevin. Russell, when do you know when to attack and when to lay off, and when to pass and when to shoot?
I never know, man. I just see how the flow of the game is going. I try to stay in attack mode. That's what my team wants me to do, and I try to continue to do it.
Well, you were on your A game tonight, Russell. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. And that about wraps it up. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone.